This is the Kitchen Sink WP Podcast, episode 483.
I programmed my home computer.
We have a server crash, 404 error, page not found, links aren't working, system is crashing, system is crashing, system is crashing.
Your old HTML website, barely alive. We have the technology. We have WordPress. A new website, better than it was before. Better, stronger, faster. We have the technology. The technology.
Why, hello everybody, this is Adam Silver, the host of the Kitchen Sink WP Podcast. Thanks for being here. Let's get started. All right, upcoming events. There are no WordCamps, sad but true. So moving right along to tomorrow, the day after this episode lands, the week of, May 30th through June 1st, I have a free webinar. It's over at adamsilver.com/free webinar. It's actually called, the title of my show, my episode, it's Side Hustle Sprint, Your 3-Day Path to Profit. Like I said, it's free to watch during, not free if you miss it. So there's that. If you still have time, if you hear this on Monday, the 29th of May, to go sign up. I believe the sign up is open to the last day. So check that out. adamsilver.com/free webinar. All right, moving on, segment one in the news. A couple of things to talk about here. Automatic released WP-Now. It's a local development environment powered by WordPress Playground. Pretty cool. It's in the alpha stage right now, but you can actually run WordPress in Chrome in a browser. It's pretty neat. So check that out. Link in the show notes. And I mentioned it last week. Wasn't quite ready to talk about until after I recorded that episode. But yes, I bought a domain. Go figure. If you know me, I used to have a major problem buying domains with ideas and ideation. I've cut way back. I have a new rule. If I don't use it within a year, it's gone. But that said, I bought a domain, and 6 days later, that's right, 6 days, I launched a new site. Record time for me. What is it? It's over at sillygoals.com. It is a free email service. The first email will go out June 4th. It's just to help people kind of get quick, short wins within a week. Some are silly, some are a little bit more productive, but it's been made clear to me. My wife even said some of these better be silly, and some of them will be. So check it out over at sillylittlegoals.com. Love to have you on board. Just an email thing, just trying to share, give people motivation, inspiration, have some fun with goal setting. Do it, don't do it, no guilt. That's kind of my motto. Do it or not, it's okay, no guilt. So there you go. Check it out, sillylittlegoals.com. And that's what I used Lottie for. When I mentioned, I think last week was Lottie files, those animations. That's the site I used it on. So, all right, moving on, segment two. But before that, I just want to mention shout out to our sponsor this week. Once again, it's Bread and Butter IO. Now, if you're looking for real leads that self-qualify, then look no further than Bread and Butter IO. With Bread and Butter IO, you can turn visitors into prospects instantly, remove conversion friction, send real user data to your CRM, and continue learning about your prospects as they navigate your site. Don't settle for anonymous analytics. Did you know that 80% of visitors choose to use social accounts they already have rather than typing in a new email address? It's true. I mean, I do the same thing, right? Now, how does it work? Well, a simple use case could be an unknown visitor comes to your website. It's presented with Bread and Butter IO, continue with conversion tool. The visitor then signs into the account they already have and trust. Let's say it's Google in this example, and voila, they're in. They get the content, the data that they want. And you get the data you want, in this case, directly into your CRM. In my case, Pipedrive. It's just that easy. Now you're probably asking, do I need coding skills to build and use Bread and Butter? The answer here, no. All of Bread and Butter's features are configured in the back end of your Bread and Butter app. Configurations have step-by-step guides to make sure you're configured correctly. Adding the functionality to your website is easy by simply adding a simple short code to your website. Again, it's that easy. It's a short code. With full white glove service and 24/7 support, Bread and Butter IO is impressive. And the price starts at free. Yes, free. You really have nothing to lose to try it out. So when you're ready to increase conversion and automate data flows, head over to Bread and Butter IO and sign up today. And thanks for sponsoring this week's podcast. And moving right along to segment two, the meat and potatoes of this week's episode, alternative LMSs. Continuing the series I've been doing for the last couple of months, I'm talking about learning management systems that are not using WordPress, just for comparisons to know what else is out there in the world. So this week I dove into Thinkific, and here's a 30,000 foot view of things, heading over to the website, checking it out, But first, I did notice right off the bat, this happens across the board, a lot of places, that when you type in a search tool like Thinkific into Google, other companies are buying ads and keywords to have you click them first. It's kind of weird, but that's just marketing, right? And sales. So be careful and observance of that. So I've made it to the correct site finally. I don't know how I missed that first time. And I wanted to get the onboarding taken care of. Pretty simple, straight stuff. Create an account. It asks about a business name, what industry I'm going to be in. Am I already in business or am I just messing around? Do I already have an email list? After you click, it's like 3 onboarding screens. Next, it asked me, what do I want to build first, a community or a course? I chose course. I gave the course a name. I gave the course a brand color. It asks how much content I have, either a lot or a little, some or none. And then the next screen was about my business. How would I identify myself? Speaker, author, blogger, social influencer, or coach, work at a company, creating for someone else or other. I chose coach in this case. How many people work there? I said just me. I said like 1. And how much are you making? And my option was I preferred not to answer that. So now onto the dashboard. Then I get into the next dashboard, the big main screen. Again, standard stuff. Left side, very familiar looking. Options on the left side, down the left column, if you will. Getting started, manage, design site, marketing and sell, analytics, support students. Another section was settings. After that was apps. After that was my account. And after that was upgrade, training, help, and updates. Now, in the center of the page, there's a getting starting checklists of sorts, a guided onboarding process. It looked really nice and made sense, really. And first thing I noticed was a welcome video. It's a tour. I did watch it. It was a little long, but I watched it at 1.5x speed. Worth the watch. It's a good overview, good information there as well. And then moving from there, just a little below that area, was create course. Again, a little like guided onboarding of what should you do next. And it says create course, plan content. And then you click that and you get a PDF download, which actually is a nice touch. It's you kind of help yourself by filling in the blanks. Very helpful, I'm sure, to some people who don't have the knowledge of where to start on creating a course. The next option is the actual create the course itself, which is prompted by an online tool. It took me back to the left side of the screen, manage learning products and courses. And then I clicked on that. Next screens are fairly obvious, chapters and lessons. So here's the interface itself. And I changed the chapter title, added some lessons to chapter 1, made the first one free as a little giveaway. It's like you want to say, here's the first chapter for free. It's a business model marketing method. But I couldn't figure out at first how to add more chapters in that first, more lessons in that first chapter, I guess. Maybe it's the other way around. Yes, it was more chapters. I'm pretty sure it was after the option appeared when I confirmed my email address. So I think that's when it changed. Maybe I didn't see it, but I did see it after I confirmed my email address. So created some more chapters and lessons. I added different content to them, PDF, text, images, and video. And they all were easy to upload and implement whatsoever. Then I did a preview. What was cool here was the preview is as a student. I don't think I've seen that at other places yet, unless you like log in incognito with a new account. So I think it was a great way to see things in the front end versus the admin or owner of the site. So I did appreciate that. It's all good there. I tested out the drag and drop of content between chapters, really easy to do. And in that same area, I saw, quote, upgrade to access more lesson settings, end quote. And I didn't see any limit in the settings of lessons in the free level, but we'll come back to pricing in a bit. So moving forward, I also wanted to see some other settings that were there. Bulk importer. If you have content elsewhere, you can bring in a whole bunch of imported content quickly. Settings were the basic things like change the course name, different instructors, how the player will appear as far as you have videos going on or not. SEO is in there, so you can add title and description. There's drip content ability, but you do need to upgrade for that feature. And pricing, free or paid. If it's paid, it takes you to a payments place page, a settings area, and they offer Thinkiffic payments is the primary place to have a payment going through, or the other option is PayPal. There was no Stripe integration that I could see whatsoever. So moving on, I went ahead and published the course. Pretty basic, but totally customizable landing page. It's created for you. I checked it out again incognito. It's clean. I logged in with a free account. Well, actually, it's what I did here was I logged in to take the course, and it didn't require a confirmation of that email address. So as a free course, anybody could create an account, take the class, but there's no 2FA. There's no double opt-in, So that was interesting, I thought. So overall takeaway. Looks nice? Absolutely. Seems to have all the basic features that one might want in offering a course. And yeah, it was pretty simple to get things set up. I was actually pretty impressed in how easy it was. It's either easy or it's becoming easier as I do more of these testing of these different platforms. I know what to expect and look for. So That said, pricing here is pretty interesting. Free for one course, one community, 2 spaces per community, 1 admin, and unlimited students, and 0 transaction fee. I'm not sure. I mean, I guess they don't charge extra on top of what you might pay PayPal for to transact or Thinkific's pricing. I guess there's no additional fees there. But so basics, that's free, completely free. Basic starts at $36 a month. Same, you'll get unlimited courses, 5 spaces per community, custom domain. So there's a big difference there. So if you are by chance, you don't want to have your own domain, you got to pay more for that. On the high end, about $150 a month, removes the branding, 2 admins. There's a mobile app option as well. So I did think it was pretty cool that there was a free option, and I wanted to double check that. Was it just a trial? And I confirmed it. Per the FAQ, it's free. It doesn't expire. So that is pretty cool in my opinion, actually. So if you're looking to do a course for free, not that you couldn't do this with there's, Lifter LMS is also free as a plugin, and you can use the free PayPal. So not that you couldn't do it in WordPress, but as far as a third-party platform, most of them are just a 2 to 4 week trial. So in this case, they do have an ongoing free level. Pretty neat. And you can move up if you need to or want to. So there you go. There's a quick little 30,000 foot view of Thinkific. It's an alternative out there to WordPress that has a free level. Pretty neat. So, okay, moving on. Segment 3, tip and tool of the week. This week's tip is a website called Blob Maker. It's a free generative design tool made by Z Creative Labs. It helps you create unique and organic looking SVG shapes. The reason I found this was I was going to use some blobs originally for silly little goals, and I tried too hard to create them manually, and I found this website, pretty cool website. We didn't end up using them, but I might use them for something in the future, or maybe a redesign down the line. We'll see. So it's over at, what's the website? It's blobmaker.app. So blobmaker.app. BLOBMAKER.app. So there you go. All right, I'm going to wrap it up here. If you have any questions, go ahead, send it in via email, adam@KitchensinkWP.com, or use that SpeakPipe function on the website. If you want to support the show, you can become a Patreon, KitchensinkWP.com/Patreon. If you want to sponsor the show, you can do that too. Form the website. Thanks to this week's sponsor, breadandbutter.io. Thanks for listening, and see you next week. Now go out and do some awesome things with WordPress. All right, bye-bye.